In this tutorial, we'll discuss the AHU Heating and Cooling worksheet and the equipment worksheet. First, let's discuss the AHU Heating and Cooling worksheet. This is where we enter basic information about the cooling and heating systems of the building with respect to how they affect the air handlers. First, we enter the type of heating system in the building. This selection is used for both the air handler as well as reheat. And note there are three options here. For our example building, we'll select water boiler. You can also enter the efficiency, the heating plant efficiency of the heating plant here. If you have questions about any of the inputs on this worksheet or how they are used, the tool includes comment boxes, and it also includes an extensive help menu that can help. By clicking on the gray box in the upper right hand corner, you'll be taken to the help menu. If you have a central cooling plant, you can enter the cooling plant efficiency here as 4 points related to outside air temperature. The regression that's shown here, which is included in the CBOA tool when you first open it, is just an example. It's not a default regression. Tool users should develop and enter their own regressions for their specific projects. The regression tutorial discusses how to develop the regressions for input here. Let's assume that we've already developed a regression for our example project and we can enter it here. So let's go ahead and enter these numbers, and you note that the chart on the right hand side updates as we enter these numbers. If the regression that you've entered does not cover the entire range of outside air temperatures seen by the building, as shown on the demand worksheet, so if we go there, we see that the low temperature is 35 degrees and the high temperature is 95 degrees. The tool uses the last efficiency entered. For example, for our building, at outside air temperatures below 38 degrees, the tool assumes the efficiency is 1.24 kW per ton. Note that this is the cooling plant efficiency, not the chiller efficiency. The cooling plant efficiency accounts for auxiliary equipment such as pumps and cooling tower fans. And this regression is used only for the air handler measures, and it can be overridden on the air handler worksheets as needed. For example, if one of the air handlers is a rooftop unit with a packaged DX cooling section. Scrolling to the right, there's a space to the right of the main input fields where users can enter project documentation. For example, for our project example, the source of the cooling plant regression, we can enter this text here. Note that graphics cannot be pasted in this area, nor can columns or rows added. So as we say here with this example, we are directing reviewers or users to go to the cooling plant efficiency regression worksheet. You can paste the graphics and other detailed documentation in the pink doc template worksheet. So the cooling plant efficiency regression worksheet uses that doc template worksheet. And it can be copied and renamed as needed. And here we've documented the source of the cooling plant efficiency that we've entered on the air handler heating and cooling worksheet. Let's go to the equipment worksheet now. This is where you can add, copy, or delete HVAC equipment related to the building. When you add a piece of equipment, you must give the equipment a name and select whether you are adding a chiller or air handler. So let's add air handler number 403. So we'll click on Add Equipment, type in 403, and then from the choices, the drop down, we'll select air handler and click OK. Note that when we do this, worksheets are added to the tool for air handler 403. One for baseline operation and one for the energy efficiency measures. If you have multiple air handlers or chillers in a building with similar characteristics, you could use the copy feature instead of the add feature after you input all the characteristics of the first piece of equipment. For example, if we have two similar air handlers, say units 403 and 404, we could first enter information related to air handler 403 on the air handler 403 worksheet, and then copy this as air handler 404. So we'll show how to do this here. And we can rename this as 404 and click OK. And here the tool has created two more worksheets. So we can also add chillers as chilled water systems for the building. So let's add chiller number 1 for our particular project. So it's number 1, and it is a chiller, and we click on OK. Similar to the air handlers, the tool adds 2 worksheets for the chilled water system for baseline performance and for measures being applied to the chilled water system. Other tutorials cover inputs on these worksheets in more detail.